Before we get started, I wanted to take a quick moment to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. As of this recording, we're 200 subscribers, and that means 200 of you have decided to come along for the journey, and I'm incredibly grateful. I created Navigating College with Dr. V primarily for my students, but I decided to share what I've learned more broadly because I know navigating college can sometimes feel overwhelming, stressful, and confusing. My hope is that these videos can make college a little easier, less stressful, and more manageable for you. So I wanted to briefly thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, and helping this channel grow. I truly appreciate you being here. And now, let's get into today's video. So, congratulations, you're going to college. You've got the new backpack. You've got the cute water bottle. You've got the comforter. And if you're anything like me, you probably packed enough clothes to survive 3 seasons of America's Next Top Model. But let me stop you right there, because after years of teaching college, I've learned something. A lot of the things students think they need for college aren't really that important. And some of the things that can actually make your college life easier, well, nobody tells them to bring. So today, I'm giving you my top things you actually need to bring to college. And I'm throwing in a few Dr. V tips along the way that you're probably not going to find on the typical college packing list. And don't worry, number 10 is not a mini fridge. So let's get started. Number 10, get a real backpack, not just a fashion accessory. Get yourself a backpack that can actually survive college. You don't need a $300 designer backpack. Seriously, you need something that's comfortable, durable, and practical. Because here's what happens. That backpack becomes your mobile college office, your laptop, your charger, your notebook, your headphones, your water bottle, a snack, pens, and probably some random piece of paper that you've been carrying around since September. So when you're choosing your backpack, don't just ask, does this look good? Ask, can this handle my life? Number 9. A power bank, and a backup charging cable. I know, this one sounds boring, but you're going to thank me later. Picture this, it's 7:48 at night. Your laptop is at 4%, your phone is at 2%, and your assignment is due at 11:59. And suddenly, your technology decides, nope, I'm done. That's not the kind of character development you need, so bring a power bank. And here's the part students don't always think about. Keep a second charging cable in your backpack. And I mean permanently. Don't take it home. Don't let it to your roommate. Don't move it. It lives in your backpack. Why? Because you're creating a backup. Your laptop charger can break. Your phone can die. Every outlet in the library can be taken. And somehow that one charging cable you just had has disappeared into another dimension. A backup turns a crisis into an inconvenience. And that's what we're trying to do in college, turn emergencies into inconveniences. Number 8, a water bottle and an emergency snack. Yes, bring a reusable water bottle, but also bring something you can eat when you're hungry and nowhere near a meal. Maybe it's a protein bar, maybe it's crackers, maybe it's dried fruit, whatever works for you. And I'm mentioning this for a reason that goes beyond saving a few bucks at the vending machine. Food insecurity is actually a real issue for college students. The Hope Center's 2023-24 national survey of more than 74,000 students found that 59% experience at least one form of food or housing insecurity, including 41% who experience food insecurity. So if you ever need food assistance in college, please hear me out. This is not a personal failure. It's a student success issue. And here's something I want you to do during your first week. Not when you're already in crisis. Find your campus basic needs resources. Where's the food pantry? Where's the basic needs center? Are there emergency grants, free meals, grocery assistance? Go out there and find out. You don't have to be in crisis to know where the help is. And that's not a weakness. That's preparation. Number 7, a physical alarm clock. Okay, this one sounds like I'm sending you back to 1998 when I started college. But hear me out. Get a cheap alarm clock. Because your phone is your alarm clock, your entertainment center, your social life, your newsfeed, and let's be honest, your favorite procrastination machine. So you tell yourself, I'm just going to check one notification. 47 minutes later, you're watching a reel of a kid getting splashed by ocean water while sleeping on a boat. And you're sitting there thinking, how did I get here? A separate alarm clock gives you the ability to put your phone away from your bed. And that matters, because sleep isn't just about feeling rested. Sleep affects attention, memory, learning, and your overall functioning. So make it a little easier on yourself. Put the phone across the room. When the alarm goes off, you have to get up. And congratulations, you've already accomplished something before you even had breakfast. Number 6, a small whiteboard or paper planner. Maybe it's a small whiteboard. Maybe it's a wall calendar. Maybe it's a paper planner. I really don't care which one. Just have something where you can actually see your life. Because college isn't just, I have homework. It's an English paper, a chemistry lab, a political science exam, a work shift, a club meeting, a financial aid deadline. And then your mom texts you and asks, did you eat? Yes, mom? Probably. The problem is that you've got all of these things competing for space in your head. So get them out of your head and put them somewhere you can see them. And here's an important trick. Don't just write down, study for the exam. That's actually too vague. Instead, write something like, Tuesday, 4 p.m., library, practice 20 questions. Now you've got an actual plan. Psychologist Peter Galowitzer's research on implementation intentions shows that specifying the when and where of an intended action can improve goal pursuit. So instead of saying, I need to study more, try this instead. When I finish class Tuesday, I'm going to the library and study for 45 minutes. Now that's an action plan. I'll do it eventually? That's not a plan, that's a prayer. Number 5, a small first aid kit and a personal care kit. Here's another thing you're going to appreciate eventually. Have your own basic care kit. Put in there bandages, your usual over-the-counter items like a thermometer if you can, personal hygiene products, tissues, hand sanitizer, basic toiletries, whatever you personally know you might need. Because being sick in college is a little different from being sick at home. At home, you might say, Mom, I'm not feeling well. And suddenly somebody is bringing you soup. In college, you're the person going to the store. So prepare ahead of time. And here's another thing I want you to do. Find your campus health center before you need it. Know where it is. Know what services it provides. Know how your insurance works. You don't need to become a medical expert. You just need to know where to go when you need help. And that's the whole point. Number 4, earplugs or noise-canceling headphones. This is one of my favorite underrated college purchases. Bring something that helps you control your sound environment, whether it be earplugs, noise-canceling headphones. Really, whatever works for you. Because your roommate may decide that midnight is the perfect time to start gaming. Your neighbor may apparently believe that everyone on the floor needs to hear their music. And somebody down the hall may be practicing for their future career as a professional door slammer. Meanwhile, you've got an exam tomorrow. But here's the bigger lesson. Don't depend on motivation to create a good study environment. Create the environment. Number 3, copies of your important documents. Now, we're getting into things that almost nobody tells you to pack. Now, I've talked about this before in previous videos, but it bears worth repeating. Create a secure folder, whether it be physical or digital, with copies or digital photos of important information. Your financial aid documents, your insurance information, emergency contacts, important academic information, identification information, whatever documents you're likely to need. And please, don't just throw sensitive documents into your backpack. Keep them somewhere safe and secure. If you're storing digital copies, use secure storage and good account security. You don't want to be 6 weeks into the semester thinking, where did I put that document? Being organized can save you time, and it can save you a lot of stress, and it can save you a whole lot of headaches. Number 2, a bad day kit. Okay, this might be my favorite item on the entire list. Bring a bad day kit. Not because I think college is going to go badly. I actually believe you're going to do great. But eventually, something is probably going to happen. You might get a bad grade. You might miss an assignment. You might have an argument with your roommate. You might feel homesick. You might bomb an exam that you actually studied for. Or maybe you just have one of those days where you're sitting there thinking, maybe college is not for me. And when that day comes, I want you to have something that reminds you one bad day is not your college career. Your bad day kit could have a favorite snack. Mine would be gummy bears and Reese's Pieces. A picture of your family or friends, a playlist, a small comfort item, maybe your journal, and most importantly, a list of people you can call. But I also want you to put your campus resources in there too. Counseling, tutoring, academic advising, financial aid, basic needs resources, your professor's office hours. Because asking for help early in your college career isn't weakness, it's a strategy. And if college gets difficult, please don't disappear. Reach out, talk to your professor, talk to your advisor, go to tutoring. Use the resources that are there for you. You do not have to solve everything by yourself. And my number one thing you need to bring to college, well, it's not really a thing, it's a system. Before you arrive on campus, create a simple college success toolkit. Put together your class schedule, your professor's contact information, office hour information, academic advising information, your tutoring information, financial aid contacts, basic needs resources, counseling resources, your emergency contacts, important academic deadlines, and your personal goals. Then put all of that somewhere you can actually find it, or better yet, where you can see it. Because here's something I really want you to understand about college. You're not just learning biology, or history, or political science. You're also learning how to navigate an institution. Successful students know who to ask, they know where to go, and they know when to ask. And they know how to get help before a small problem becomes a big one. And that's a real college survival skill. And here's my bonus advice. Don't bring the belief that you have to figure everything out by yourself. You don't. You are allowed to ask questions, and you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to change your study strategy. You're allowed to go to office hours, even if you don't have a perfect question. You're allowed to say, "Professor, I don't understand this yet. Can you help me?" And you're allowed to start over. Once again, the college advice I always give. You don't have to be perfect. It's about becoming more capable. That's the goal. So before you head off to college, remember this. Bring the things that make your life easier, not just the things that make your dorm room look good on Instagram. And if this video gave you even one idea that might make your college experience a little easier, hit that like button. Because apparently that's how we tell the YouTube algorithm, hey, college students actually need useful information. And if you're new here, subscribe to Navigating College with me, Dr. V. My goal is simple, to give you practical advice that I wish every college student knew before they started. And if you're heading to college for the first time, don't stop with the packing list. My next video is going to focus on the top things you need to do during your first week of college. Because getting to campus is only step one. Now let's make sure you know how to succeed once you get there. And I'll see you in the next video.